Hey guys, this is DFD, aka Dark Frozen Depths, back with another event discussion video for Kamihime Project. This is pretty much going to be the Nandi event, which is coming up, and looking at the little banner right here, is going to be an advent event for once, so you're pretty much on your own on this one. So if you're expecting a raid event or something like that, nope, this new event's going to be an advent one. I've also looked at a little bit of what Nandi does. She's an interesting one, but probably not main worthy. It depends. Because honestly, if you're like me, where my light team can actually get a substantial amount of burst gauge increase, then she may not help you too much. But if you don't have that, then she could. And then she's got some other effects that are hit or miss, for pretty much lack of better words. But anyways, this event, being an advent event, you're going to want to be able to clear this type of stuff. This also should give you a good measurement for what the tower difficulties really are, because the enemy's HP is more or less the same in this as it would be in tower, except for when it starts getting into like ultimate level HP and expert level HP, because that's like different. But well, if you compare it to the bosses, in fact, that's a better way to go about it. But anyways, they have recommendations on here, of course, where you want to try and go after certain stuff, where you have a priority of the eidolon to try and get first, which I suggest you do, because they're very, very easy to get now. The SSR weapon, the one that doesn't take as much materials, yeah, but it still depends. So the SSR weapons still depends on what their effects are. Then there's the gacha tickets, yeah. Well, it says the special ones because those are based off of Kamihime, but what they really are Kamihime weapon tickets. Those, the raid one is not exactly high priority, because if you're like me, have all the raid characters, don't worry about it. If you are missing a few, then maybe you should get it. If you're missing a lot of them, definitely do get it, because those are free free SR characters, so that will help you out. And the Kami ticket, honestly, at the point where I'm at, it's not going to do too much for me, so I could start ignoring them, but since I am still missing some, and it might throw one my way, I'll still get it regardless, so. Unless you pretty much have every Kamihime in the game, that's not going to be useless to you, so go get it. Medium priority, they're suggesting the SR assault weapons. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't even go out of your way to get them, unless they come with 2 effects. So that's how it is. I wouldn't get any SR weapons unless they come with 2 effects. Half elixirs, depends on if you need them or not. I mean, still get them anyways, because it's still extra refills, but... and they're kind of cheap, but yeah. Plus, the higher your AP, the more worthwhile these things are. The premium gacha ticket, no, that's about as good as the Kamihime weapon one. Go get those just as much. It's not medium priority. Grimoires, no. What could be medium priority now is the soul points, because you can get a lot of them. And then demonic jewels, which is pretty much magic jewels. Those, honestly, I wouldn't put as medium priority, because those is what you should get after everything else, because they're taking from all your supply pools, and you can get up to 3,000. That's a lot. So that's the whole thing with that. SR weapons and all that other stuff is whatever. The grimoires, honestly, I wouldn't really go out your way to get them. If any, maybe the gold one, but other events feed them like candy. So there's that. But Nandi's going to be a white eidolon, so you're going to want to use a dark team for the advantage. If you don't have a dark team that's built up, then, well, go with your strongest, because you will never be at a disadvantage. So that's something to know. We'll find out what these weapons are, but it looks like a gun and a hammer this time, so pay attention to those. Because keep in mind, your souls still need correct weapons. I've already got that issue with my Thunder team right now. But, of course, there's a Ragnarok level fight, too, so take care of that if you can possibly can. Because them Phantom Cores are needed for a number of things now. But anyways, because it's an advent event, Ragnarok's free. You get to run through beginner, standard, expert, or ultimate. Do the hardest difficulties you can for your farming, because that's where you're going to get the most out of it. And they don't even bother with the enemy status or whatever. It makes no sense. I mean, they might give us some stuff with the ultimate level and the Ragnarok level, but yeah. And it looks like her stuff between ultimate and Ragnarok's more or less the same. There's just a slight bit of stuff. But here's what you got to deal with. Normal burst, she'll hit you 6 times randomly. That can be a problem if it wants to target the same character, so be careful of that. Raging, she'll hit everybody and puts herself in I think it's looking like burning status, along with her double attack increase and her rampage increase. Rampaging on an enemy is very dangerous because it spikes the hell out of their attack power. It's going to be even more dangerous on Ragnarok, so that's something to know about. It says normal attacks become special attacks. So it's looking like her triggers mean that the first time she'll be granted it says 2 steps, so that means double attack. And the second time is granted triple attack. But also, upon stun, she'll step and remove all her debuffs and recover her HP. So be careful of that. It's going to be a 10,000 HP recovery on Ultimate and a 200,000 recovery on Ragnarok. And if you have a decent amount of attack power, that's not going to be much of a problem. To be quite honest, I can throw any team except for Water and Thunder, and that Ragnarok level recovery wouldn't be an issue. Water, it would pretty much cancel out their damage. Thunder, it might cancel out most. That's generally going from where my teams are at. Especially consider that my dark team is just like my white team now, where they can hit the debuff cap for defense. But anyways, it's the same normal stuff with all of this. One's going to be cheaper than the other. Focus on that SSR weapon first, unless you just don't want it. They're giving us freaking cannons as a... Okay, that's weird. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff you could go for. I've pretty much gone over that. The Dragonic Eye Shards can help you out, but remember those Phantom Cores are needed for other stuff too. So get in as many of them as you can if you want to be honest. And now let's go into this type of stuff. Because this is where it's going to be pretty interesting when it comes to a lot of these weapons. I might indeed try to get both of them. Because, well, it's going to kill some of my HP if I do. I don't know. I'm more or less looking forward to trying to getting Large Assault, if anything. But yeah, this is where you got to pay attention to this type of stuff. Now, the eidolon herself, summoning her randomly gives somebody a rampaging buff for 1 turn. It's a 50% damage increase, but again, 1 turn, 1 character randomly. That doesn't help. So summoning her is not too great. Having her as a main, it's looking like character attack if I'm reading all the descriptions correctly. And it's also going to be a burst gauge increase amount, meaning regardless of what happens, you're getting 20% more burst than you normally would. Enemy hits you, 1.2 times the amount. You do an attack, 1.2 times the amount. This can help build up your burst gauges more, but at the same time, it's most beneficial when you have the least amount of increases on your own. My characters can sit up and get a nice substantial amount of burst increase, period point blank. Especially with Michael in the team now, because she'll easily give 20, maybe even 40. So, I don't necessarily need it, but I am going to hold on to these light eidolons just in case Monogarmer shows up, because I'm going to need them for that. So if you plan on getting Monogarmer, or have her, or hope you'll get her, save up on as many copies of the light eidolons as you can get, because they'll easily go in your sub slots to build up Monogammer's power. The hammer, medium assault, and your ability damage goes up. Now, if you're like me, I've got 2 ability damage nukes, and then everybody else can also pull it off. This can help you out. I am gonna lose some defender if I go for this one though, but I've got like almost 100% defender anyway. I don't think it matters. This can definitely help you out on that. There's quite a few light characters that actually can get some decent ability damage, to be quite honest. The ones that really do it is or SSR, or if you have somebody like Herc. But that's the thing with this one. This is a dual effect, so it's dependent on how it is. Remember, ability damage is underrated, so you might want to give it a little bit more weight than you normally do. I'm not saying it'll make it an absolute must-have, but it is worth considering. So pay very close attention to what your team does. Now this one, on the other hand, is the more expensive weapon, go figure, but it's also got some very good stuff. Oh yeah, that hammer also gives barrier upon burst. You gotta keep paying attention to what you do on the burst granting effects too. So it will give you some survivability. And hey, guess what? I do believe there's a few very powerful souls that use hammers. So, yeah. But, well, it's not going to matter once you get the soul weapons anyway, but that's in case. But the gun, double attack ability probability up. It says ability sealed though, so does that mean it's going to remove your ability usage? That's pretty bad if it does that. But if it's ability seal on your enemy, then that means their burst probably wouldn't go off. But, that's a burst granting effect for that. I don't know how that's going to play out unless I see it in-game. So, that could end up screwing you a little bit if that's the case. So you may not want to equip it as a main weapon. But as one of your side weapons, well, regardless of whether it's a side weapon or not, it's going to give you medium assault with small barrage. Now, granted, these aren't too much of an increase when you max these out. But barrage is still a little bit underrated because you still want your triple attack probability to go up even higher as much as possible. So, to be quite honest, I would try to get this. It just factors in how much you think your combo rate really needs to help. Because, again, I can get, Awakened Michael alone is amazing. She'll give you an easy amount of a double attack along with burst gauge increases. I don't necessarily need the combo rate. It does help, but I don't really need it. I'm still going to try and get this gun and hammer just to hold on to them anyways. So that's how that's going to be. You have a medium assault for an axe for the first SR weapon. That's whatever. I wouldn't really worry about it too much, because guess what the other one's going to do? Small assault plus small ascension. These SR weapons are the ones you really want to focus on first. Granted, it's a 3% difference between medium and small assault when it comes down to it. But if you're going to get an SR weapon, get the one with double. Don't get the one with a single ability. Get the one with double abilities. So, it says a cane, but it's really a staff. That staff is going to be more priority than the other one if you do need to fill your holes in with SR weapons. So dual skill SR are definitely making more of an appearance, because this is one of the first ones I've seen in the Advent event so far. I could be wrong, but anyways, oh crap! And I'm already not liking this. But this is what we're going through with these missions. Of course, clear the events. Certain amount of times you'll get half elixirs. That's standard. Clear these without elixirs. Expert, Ultimate, Ragnarok. Ragnarok's definitely going to be the difficult one for people. But clear all those without elixirs. And I say that too because Nandi's looking like she's going to hit pretty freaking hard. So be very careful in Ragnarok if you're not able to just blow right through it. Now then, you need Of course, expert and ultimate with SR characters are lower. You need ultimate with an R character or lower. Just do it with an R character from the start, like all R characters. That will help you out. And ultimate gotta get cleared with water characters. If you're trying to do both at once, that means water R, and their selection is kind of crap. Add on the fact that my grid is not that great, and yeah, that's where I got a little bit of a problem. The water R characters really don't have too much of a selection. I mean, you can still get away with somebody with a two of them being like a combination to make like a Gaia character, because it's a Tohime and somebody else. I keep drawing a blank on her name, but she's the one that won Leslie for Nikkei. Those two combined practically make Gaia, Awaken Gaia. So that can help you a little bit, but other than that, if you do have her, Dagon might actually be a little bit helpful because you want to keep that boss out of raging so you don't start buffing yourself. But ultimate R with water could be a little bit tricky with the selection. I already know that from the Kamihime, so yeah. But that's why I had an oh crap moment, because I know from experience their selection isn't all that great. Made worse by the fact that you may not even have it. So yeah, that's something to know about. Anyways, oh, she just erases 3 debuffs from what I'm seeing. Okay, it's not all of them. And her normal, she can get debuffed pretty easily, so that helps. But anyways, that's all for that. Now, I do have another video that should be up around the same time as this, which is going to be Tower of Malice floors 5 and 6. Keyword floor 5 and 6. So, we're going to see the tower boss the first time. Watch that if you haven't. But anyways, I normally say that's all for this, but I can't really say that because, again, 2 videos at once. Can't also say more Kamihime project because 2 videos at once. But you already know the deal with that, so anyways, take care.